it's Christine Bertram. I'm coming to you live from the Hive here in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. And it's a cold one. I saw some of your guys' comments before I jumped on, and I definitely agree that we have a cold one here as well. The furnace actually kicked on, which was good. That means that the fireplace had died. We have been fortunate when we so Tyler loves to burn wood, and we had a wood burning fireplace in that room that when we did the project, we took it down to ground level nothing, and there was always a wood burning fireplace in there. And it was a little baby Vermont castings that was with the house when I bought it, and it was small, and Tyler wanted something bigger. So we bought a bigger stove. Maybe about a month ago it got put in, and once we got it put in, we haven't had the furnace on. So last night he stocked it really good, and by the time we got up this morning, it had burned through all the wood, and the furnace had kicked on. So that was good that the furnace kicked on, but it's definitely cold out because normally the fireplace will go for about 8 hours before it needs to get stocked. But then there's usually some coals that are left in the bottom that you just stick the wood in and it starts going again. Well, the coals were already dead. So yeah, that's how cold it is. Oh, so Donna Grushki is here. Yay, Donna, first and foremost. First one that I see that commented. Thank you. Debbie Gass is here, and Laura Sullivan. Hi, Linda Krause and Lori Evans. -7 in Minnesota. Yep, we've got about the same here. Hi, Connie Moore. Hi, Hope Toy. There's Julie Bontrager. Hi, Jean Shoot. Frigid, -16 for you. Ugh. And you were at -33. Yuck. So I don't like these cold temperatures at all. Hi, Nedra. Hi, Jamie Kirkpatrick. And there's Trisha Fagley. Lurking while I have a late lunch. Wonderful. There's Mary Novak. And there's Judy Sharp. Hi, Linda Kester. And who else do we have here? Hi, Kari Dwyer. And Rose Garibaldi. Hi, Kelly. Hi, Suzanne. Hi, Margene. Hey, Nancy Mole. You're very welcome for the link. You betcha. Hi, Wendy Tick. Hi, Sherry Martin. Hi, Maria Gilbertson. There's Sharon Smith. Hi, Rosie Prouty. And there's Donna Grease. She printed parts of the Beekeeper's Bible. Okay, so we did have Janice Ormiston and Pat Smothers both came to me over the weekend, and they said, hey, you forgot this. Hey, you forgot that. Oh, you forgot this. You guys, if we missed adding things to the Beekeeper's Guide, that means it's going to be especially hard for anybody to find everything in the Stampin' Up! Website. So there were things that we did miss. Kelly made 3 updates over the weekend. She added in some ribbons that we missed. We missed linen thread. Of all the things, linen thread is by far my favorite ribbon because it's so universal. And we missed the white ink pad and the refill. We missed the uninked Stampin' Spots and the Stampin' Spots bundle. We missed, Hugs for Love had the wrong price and it had the wrong item number. So what I'm getting at is when we found things, Kelly was taking time and stopping whatever she was doing in her normal day-to-day life, and she would go and she would update. And she's updated it now 3 times since Friday, and every time she's updated it, I've put the new version out there. So knowing that, anybody that's watching, if you have already saved it prior to Friday, because I think I did the mass emails between Wednesday and Thursday night. So if anybody saved it on Friday or Saturday or Sunday, you might go consider saving a new one. And now I think we're done. I'm very hopeful that we don't have more things that were missed. If we are missing anything now I think we're at a point where I'm going to just tell everybody, well, we missed it on this one. It's still current. It was a very manual process. And I think I've said that over and over again. It was a manual process for Kelly. It was copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. And it was a lot. In Stampin' Up! Search engine on their online store, she went through every category. She started at the top and she chose a category and she grabbed everything. And then she chose the next category and grabbed everything. Well, how do you, so something must be not linked properly in Stampin' Up's website that it didn't pull up the ink for her, or it didn't pull up the uninked Stampin' Spots, the Stampin' Right markers, So there were things that we did get missed, and they're out there now. So, hi, Mary Carls. Hi, Linda Hunt. So if anybody did already download it, or if you've already staged it for printing, in Donna, if you have already printed, like, let's say the ribbons section, maybe go back and reprint the ribbons. And the ribbons, I think, is only 3 pages. So, and only you'd have to print the last page because there was enough room on the ribbons page to add the 5 ribbons that she added. So just a little update on that. I do plan to send an update. So I'm up to 6 groups of people that I've sent this to, 6 groups of 90. And I don't want to send more than 100 in a group because I don't want to be considered a spammer like they did to me once, maybe 3 years ago. Shut my email down. I don't need that anymore. So I'm every group. And so what I'm going to do is send an email out to each group, the same message that says, hey, we found some things that were missing. And if you have recently downloaded it, please just download it again and delete the other one. So we don't plan, hi Sherry Ott, hi Joy Moody. We don't plan to keep doing this. It's just that there was enough stuff right off the bat that we thought, let's just make these updates so that they're at least in there, because the next one will come out the middle of May, I would guess. So you used the Beekeeper's document this past weekend for dies, and she capitalized the word fabulous. That is exactly what I want to hear. Hi, Mary Sykes. Hi, Pat Hawk. And that is exactly what I want to hear. Lisa LaFramboise said a similar thing to me when I sent it out to my team, because she got it maybe 2 weeks ago and she was working on designing cards for a swap. And she was able to pull, I think that's what it was. She was able to open the document in the status that we had it in, and you can just see all the dies. You could see all the embossing folders. You could see all the ribbons, and it'll help you with your designing if you're working on swap cords or if you're working on a card in general. And you're like, oh man, they have that. That would be perfect. I don't have it. Maybe add it to the wish list. Or maybe it's like, oh, that would be perfect. I have it. Yay. All those kind of things that it's definitely beneficial. Now that I have it to the point where it is, I'm going to send mine off to my gal who helps me do my printing. And I'm going to get a copy for myself for down here. And I'm going to print a copy for upstairs while I do designing. I'm going to have 2 copies. That is my plan. I'm not planning to carry it back and forth. So hi, Bridget Rowe. So very good on that Beekeeper's Guide, you guys. Definitely a labor of love. And when you guys send me comments that you love it, I am forwarding them on to Kelly. She is the bulk of what came about. We definitely collaborated a lot on it. But she did the muscle, let's say, the muscle, the click of, she definitely worked her, the mouse, the finger, the indicator or the index finger for the mouse. She definitely worked up the hand muscles a lot. So hi, Chris Nebaum. I want to say I have it almost out to everybody. If you did an event with me last year, like an escape or the Stamp in Fun in the Sun, and you didn't do any other classes with me, we captured you and you're going to be another group. I was talking with Carissa over the weekend that I wanted to make sure I captured anybody who did an event with me, because you also spent money with me, and most of my events are over $50. I would say almost all of them are over, I should say all of my events are over $50. So except for the MS benefit and the Wounded Warrior, those are not. But what we're looking at is if you did purchase of products, so the product amount over $50, or if you got any of my exclusive tools that were over $50, if you purchase any PDFs from me or have spent over $50 in the Inspiration Hive, if you've paid for classes with me, the threshold is $50. So if you bought $30 worth of product last year, or let's say you bought $40 worth of product and your credit card bill came out to be over $50, it wouldn't count because we're taking it based off of product basically, or event registrations. That's how we're running the numbers. And if you had, let's say $30 last year that you did buy something from me, you placed an order, then we're going to try to capture you if you would happen to buy another class, or if you would happen to buy something else that got you over the 50 threshold. I'm not looking at it independently like, yeah, last year and now this year is different. I'd love to get this into the hands of the people who are supporting me in my community with that threshold. So definitely like keep me in the loop if you think you might have earned it and you didn't get an email from me yet. I want to make sure that we get it. But there is one more group of people. Again, the people who did any of my 3 events with me last week, we hadn't pulled in those numbers. And so Carissa just got those to me Saturday sometime, and I'll work on that group next. So, and Dawn loves the Dawn loves the Beekeeper's Guide. She has used it several times. You guys use it a lot. The more you use it, the more that Kelly, then that offsets the time that Kelly put into it. If you guys I love hearing that you guys are using it. That is what is going to make it so worthwhile for Kelly and me that we did this work to put this document together. And hopefully it is so beneficial to everybody that uses it. Watching from freezing cold Minnesota. A cup of tea sounds really amazing. I can't imagine being that cold. We have a cold week in Georgia this week, but nothing compared to your temps. Oh yeah. So the Wounded Warrior does count, but the Wounded Warrior benefit was without shipping was $40. So if somebody only did the Wounded Warrior benefit at $40, it does not count because it's not over $50. We set a threshold of $50. So answer to that question, Nancy, is yes and no. Did the person have something else besides the Wounded Warrior benefit? Right? Because shipping doesn't count. We're not including shipping and tax and supporting me and my business. That tax supports the government and shipping supports UPS or USPS, and I don't use FedEx. So I didn't count shipping or tax because that does not help me in my business. So it was basically if you did the Wounded Warrior by yourself, that was the only thing you ever did? No. But if you did the MS benefit and the Wounded Warrior benefit, then yes. So those numbers got pulled in. Those event registrations got pulled in, but it was the Stamp and Fun in the Sun and these 2 escapes. Those big demonstrator customer events that I did were not pulled in originally. Down to printed the dies. I cut the picture out and I put it with the dies. That way I have to open each of the dies. That's perfect. I love it. What about a contribution? She didn't pull the contributions. So, and technically, I will have to say, technically, you know what, Nancy, well, now that I think about it, the Wounded Warrior benefit and the MS benefit did actually not benefit me personally. It benefited the MS Foundation and the Wounded Warrior. I did not keep a cent of that. So it was really, now that I think about it, I probably need to retract everything I just said about that because $40 came in and $40 went out. I did not claim it on my tax. Like, I am not claiming a donation. I had said that on a message a while back that anybody who donated for that event, they should claim what they donated on their own taxes. I don't have the right to claim the $23,000 worth of a donation. Even though I wrote the check out, I did not personally donate that. So Nancy, I'm going to retract because the MS benefit too, I did not get a cent of that. So I had somebody on my team who bought all the supplies and she got reimbursed for her supplies. And then all the rest of it got donated. So we technically did not include that because that was donation. That was not contributing to my business per se, right? It did not bring in income for me personally. It brought in income for those 2 organizations, right? So I guess I'm retracting what I just said, that they probably, I think she did not include them now that I think about it. So, and if she did include them, I'm going to have to make sure she doesn't include them going forward. So you guys are making me think this morning or this afternoon. It's already 1:20. Hi, Randy Schultz. Okay, you're good. And Nancy, you're in Canada, right? So I don't even know if you did it, you sent a donation or did anything for either of the benefits. But if, yes. And if anybody donated for the raffle, or for, like, let's say the bake sale, all that money was a pure donation. I didn't even count it as, it's not income for me. So, okay. All right. Hopefully that makes all sense. So, Linda Hunt, at my age, I can put on layers to stay warm, but in the summer heat, I can't take any clothes off. So I don't do heat. Oh, I would rather be hot and sweaty than cold and freezing like a popsicle. But I generally am always freezing and cold like a popsicle because that's how I run. So Tyler said that he heard a story or saying that guys, when they're younger, run hot, and girls, when they're younger, run cold. And then as they age, women run hot when they're older, and men run cold when they're older. So it's the opposites. So, all right, I have my book in front of me. We are going to do Let's Just Stamp here momentarily. We have 3 beautiful cards featuring memorable blooms. So we'll do these in a hot second, but I want to do roll call. Thank you to everybody who registered for this class with me and either got kits by paying for them or placing an order to get this class for free. It was an either or option. I do have 2, 4, 6, maybe less than 7 kits left, which is pretty amazing, which was the opposite of last month's Let's Just Stamp. I think for Let's Just Stamp last month, I still have about 14 or 17 left. So it just goes to show you guys are picky about what sets we use, and it's hard to forecast how much to make. And so just know I'm going to show you what we did last month too, in case anybody still wants to get in on the Let's Just Stamp for last month. But I like to say thank you to everybody who signed up to take this class with me. Because you get kits from me, it helps me keep it all going. And I have the honor and privilege to get to do this class for those people, but I do my lives in my YouTube community open for everybody to see. And just a special shout out to those people that supported me. So first on our list, Janice Ormiston. Yay, Janice. Karen Wetstein, Annette Rollin, Julie Bierschbach, Feline Mays, Karen Woods, Sherry Everett, Angelique McClendon, Debbie Gast, Julie Bontrager, Susan Bellamy, Joanne Naples, Lisa LaFramboise, Nedra Dover, Connie Moore, and Jean Terwilliger, Hope Toy, Laura Sullivan, Doris Munson, Bridget Rowe, Cindy Runtree, Sandy Coy Emery, Kathy Showalter, Vera Anderson, Kelly Gibson, Donna Grushke, Leslie McMinn, Barbara Gobby, Mary Lemke, Linda Scott, Pat Fleming, Karen Cotton, Lisa Hedges, Mary Carls, Lori Baxter, Trisha Fagley, Patty Wright, Phyllis Oderman, Jean Shute, Susie Fenlater, Lynn Beasley, Marge Haas, and Barbara Tyler. I also do roll call because it's your opportunity to tell me if I missed you. I have the flexibility that if I did miss somebody, I have plenty of kits left over that, let's say we missed it between me and Carissa tracking your class registration. If I didn't say your name and you think you signed up for your class, please do reach out to me. We always make everything right. There's never any, Naughty Nancy always says, it's only paper, girl. It's only paper. And so that's really like the mindset that we take is we try our best to make everything absolutely 100% perfect, but we're only human. So we do miss things from time to time. And I have noticed that over the last, I don't know, year and a half of my life, more so than normal. So there's always so much to manage, and there's things that do slip. And so if we do miss it, it's never intentional, and we always make it right. All right, so I do want to say that the PDF for this class, the tutorial, was emailed out at about 10 o'clock this morning. It's a little later than normal. Normally it's not ever sent out on the day of, but Jolene's mom had to go to the hospital last week for a mild stroke. And so Jolene had spent the last 4 to 5 days, a long time with her, and it kind of ate into the time. She needed to be where she was, but it ate into the time of where she thought she was going to be able to work on writing this tutorial. And she also helps me with the clues for Mystery Night. So if you guys noticed that, the clue for Mystery Night, clue number 1 for Mystery Night, which is tonight, clue number 1 was published this morning around 9 o'clock. And then right after that, we got the tutorial. So she was sorry, and she understand. You know, we all understand though, right? Family comes first, and she needed to be with her mom, and her mom is home now, and the test results didn't show much that they couldn't like pinpoint it. So, so they're gonna have to keep figuring stuff out. But just so you guys know that it did come out this morning, so I apologize for the lateness of that. But we always say better late than never, right? So I'll do a door prize, you guys. I'm going to remember to do a door prize. I had a handful of people that placed orders to get this class for free, and we will do a door prize for those gals later. So the funny thing is that last week I mentioned during a live, I probably set Karen Carsey up for like, I probably set her up to listen to the whole class. And then I said in the beginning, oh, you have something special later. You guys, I completely forgot to announce the winners for these 6 cards. There's 2 classes. So this was supposed to be from last week, Thursday. And then I have one for today. So we have lots of card winners coming your way. And so Carissa was watching me on Thursday night, and we talked on Saturday, and she's like, yeah, you told Karen Carsey that you had a surprise for her to wink, wink, you should watch later, and then you completely forgot. I'm like, oh, I so did. I ended the video. I didn't end it, but I put it to the thanks for watching, and I put the mute on, and I realized it about 5 seconds after I did that, and I thought, no, don't do it, because nobody's going to catch that there's door prize card givings going on afterwards. And so I thought to myself, I'll wait and I'll announce those 6 at the end. And so Karen had no idea what she was going to get her name called for. Now she knows she won a card, but that's how it goes. Yes, you girls, thanks for your understanding for Jolene. We appreciate that. So I do have those. So, but I told Carissa, I need somebody to help remind me. Like they were sitting, literally sitting right here to my left, and I get done at the video and I'm like, okay, you're done. Like, wrap it up, you're good. And then I was like, oh, shoot. And then I also had told Carissa I would show off her cards that she has for her class that's in this month. And I had forgot to do that as well. So I had shown these off in the showcase earlier. Oh, actually, it was the end of January. So Carissa is who you guys are working with now to help with enrollments for those that are doing porch pickups and mailings. So Carissa's with Lakeshore Stamping. She just started in January offering kitted classes. That's her information if anybody wants to get her phone number, and that's hard to read. It's 920-342-3859 and lakeshorestampin@gmail.com. But she wanted me to let you know she made up 12 of this class, and she has 4 left. And she's really hopeful that she finds happy homes for her last 4 kits. And she is coming up this weekend, and if you aren't in a hurry to get your kits, you could always coordinate with her to get them to me, and we could add them into your March package, because we're kind of buttoned up with, we have some February shipments still going out yet because we have stuff that we're still working on and people are still signing up for classes. But for the most part, I would say 80% or 85% of February classes already shipped out. But if these interest you at all, you should reach out to Carissa. And if you didn't catch her email or her phone number, I'm sure that if you email cbcenroll@gmail.com and say, hey, Carissa, I'm interested in your cards, not Christine's cards, she will reply back to you, and she might put you on a different email train or like chain for her stuff. So hello, Angelique. Hello, Karen Woods. Okay. And what's coming up this week too, I just want to share with you, mystery card is tonight. We talked about that. Thursday night is the sweet class, you guys. We have lots of I love this card. It's my favorite one. Oh, it's so good. So really bright, cheerful, be inspired, the yellow-licious cards. This is the sweet class for Thursday night. You can still get kits for this class. It's definitely available. And if you missed it last week, we did Share, Create, Inspire. The post is now out there for you guys to post your cards. I made these 2 and Sandy Coy Emery did this one, but that class was last week in case you missed it. You can go ahead and watch that and submit your cards if you like. And then next week, Thursday, which is the 27th, we're going to do the ink, paper, scissors featuring everyday arches. And I have about 20 left of this class. And this one is a 5-card class. And I can't wait to make this one. I think this is my favorite one out of all of them. Diane never, I can't tease her. She never put this in 100%. So it keeps falling off. So it's supposed to go right here. I will do the assist. But I've never done a card just quite like this. We found one on Pinterest similar. So we kind of like cased how to do the arches. And you guys don't need to have the arches stamp set at all to make these 5 cards. You just need sentiments and maybe some birds. So hi, Doris Munson. We'll catch you later. Hi, Sharon. And there's Tammy DeWitt. So that one's the ink, paper, scissors that's coming up later this month. Now, I have a couple other things to show you before we start going through the Let's Just Stamp, if you're good with it. I'm very fortunate because Anna Rebedu stopped over this morning and she said, Chris, you never went through the swap cards from the customer swap for the month of January. I'm like, oh, you're right. So she got them all situated for me. So I have some swap cards to show you. But I also, if you guys want, hi Karen Wetstein, do you guys want to see, we do have the MS cards made now. The MS benefit is April 12th. Those cards are made. And Diane and I, hottest off the press, what we worked on, I can't remember, was it Friday? I think Friday. I don't know, Thursday or Friday. I think it was Thursday. Diane and I, it was Thursday. Diane and I worked on the Stamp-A-Stack Thursday, and we're about 95% done with it. We're not 100%, but we're really close. And I have a tub here of, this is the Stamp-A-Stack. So I know you guys are going to want to see it. Hi, Pat Smothers. Now, I just need you to tell me, do you want to see this before we start making Let's Just Stamp cards, or do you want to see it after? So I could do either one. So the other thing too, I wanted to show you guys, I know that Valentine's Day is now in the past. It was last week, Friday, but I do have about 8 left in case anybody still wanted to get on this one. You know, Valentine's Day will come around again next year. I have 8 left of the Hearts of Elegance class. So there were still 8 that got of that one. And then I have, I don't know, about maybe 12 left of the January monthly class. That was these guys. So in case anybody's interested in the monthly class from January. And then I also had, now this is Let's Just Stamp from last month, was the Zinnia class. And I think I still also have about 10 of this one left. So just, I'm going to throw them out here just to show you guys in case you're newer to me and you don't know I have these still available. I have these kitted cards available. Okay, there's Utterly Amazing is also available yet too. All right, you guys are saying before, please. Such a cool and important thing with the MS Society. My husband has MS. Oh, Joy, a lot. It's more people have it than we know. It's so crazy. It's more and more relevant now. So we'll start off with the MS benefit. So I heard a couple people say yes, please. So the MS benefit is April 12th, and it's not going to be anywhere as near as big as the Wounded Warrior benefit that we did in October. I don't know if I could personally go through that amount of work again. It kind of ran me thin, like very, very paper thin, like hanging on by a thread thin, but we made it through it. And so we're going to tone this one back a little bit. The cards are just as amazing though. And we're going to go back to, now we might have the garage. We'll bring in the garage so that we'll have a morning session and an afternoon session. So you could come from 9 to noon or noon to 3. And there's also an online, oh, my printed out calendars in the house. There will be an online YouTube for those who get the card kits to go. So you have the option of having kits mailed to you, or you could have the completed cards mailed to you. I think about 85 or 90% of people that get the mailed cards get them kitted, which is an enormous help for us. And then about the other 10%, out of 350 that we did for the Wounded Warrior benefit, I think we only made up 30 sets of them, which was like 10%. So we're planning to make, excuse me, for the MS benefit last year, we made up 96. I think that was our number. We did set a goal of 150. I think we're going to do 148 or 152, whatever, because 150 is that not divisible by 4? I don't think it is. We like divisible by 4. Hang on, 150 divided by 4 is 37.5. So we're going to probably do 152 because that is divisible by 4, yes. So we'll make 152, and we are going to go a little bit higher, about 50 higher than we did last year for the MS, because I think there's a lot more visibility, that there are more people out there that would be in tune with getting the card kits to help with the donation, because the card kits are so amazing. And this is what they look like. So in general, you don't need a lot of stamps, but there are a couple cards that there are focal images. And so if you don't have these specific focal images, you would find something else that you could use if you don't have the stamp set. So, excuse me, I have a frog today. These are the 6 cards. And so we have a nice variety of stuff that is masculine and feminine and more kidsy. And then we also have some birthday, some thinking of you, some general cards. And so they're all occasion cards for different genres. And so we have the plain here with happy birthday, one where you do not need to have anything but a sentiment, right? So that's super cool that all the little die cut pieces will be out for you. And then this one features linked together, and you need a sentiment. You'll get a piece of white that is so big. And then what you'll do is, this is actually fussy cut around the word enjoy, but you'll get a piece of white, and we might throw in an extra label in here in case people want to work with a label, but I thought that was super cool how they did. So this is when I went to Florida, you guys. My gals down there, Sherry Pyre and Cheryl Taylor, they helped me with the design. They've been helping me do the benefit cards now for a couple years, and I go down to Florida and I sit and I work with them, and this time they surprised me. They worked on them before I got down there, and so then we could fine-tune them and tweak them just a little bit. So that's super cool. This one features a beautiful bokeh, and on this one you just need a sentiment, and super cool. With the butterfly, you need some white ink to sponge it. Now this one features the Ocean Friends, and these are stamped. They are not the designer series paper. And you get 2 of the seaweeds, or the corals, for them to be hanging out with. Now, If you don't have ocean friends, you could put like shells. You could put different things in here. You wouldn't have to. So, but you'll get pieces of paper to stamp them, and you could always stamp something else. But those are stamped images, so we can't stamp images for you. And this last one, I need to do a little bit. I wanna sponge some white ink yet over the flowers, because when you get them close up, you can see the detail, but from farther away, you can't quite see the detail of the hibiscus. So I think we're gonna take, like how this butterfly is over here, we're gonna take a little white ink and we're gonna sponge over the top just to give it a little bit more definition on these flowers, and then that'll make them pop just a little bit. But that is featuring the Happy Hibiscus. And then the last one is a special one for Cheryl. Cheryl Taylor on my team has MS, and this one was one that she designed and created from her heart. She comes up with some inspiration from feeling that she gets, and she saw something similar out there and she cased it and then tweaked it a bit. And then on this one, it was the trees need to be stamped in the back, but a lot of us have trees. So if you don't necessarily have these trees, they could be other trees. And then the moon and stars. And that comes from, I don't know if we have it on here. The stamp set was the Encircled in Nature, I think is that one. So yeah, so those are the MS cards, you guys. And oh, drink some more tea with honey. Yes, Rosie. when some, I can't remember who mentioned they were having tea earlier because it was cold. I definitely want to go get some tea with honey. But this is what we have, and this is, we are doing all 6 cards. There's not going to be oh, do you want the 5th? We always used to do 5 cards plus an optional add-on card. Well, I will tell you, after the last couple of years of doing this, almost 90% of people take all the cards, and it's the 10% that don't. And I figured if, well, we lose the 10% because they don't want the extra card, so be it. It's just easier for us in our calculations to just go, yup, they're all 6. So it's a $40 donation. You get all 6 cards. Of that $40 for the MS benefit, we hold back $7 for the materials. But I do need to reach out to my gals and see if how will they feel about donating. For the Wounded Warrior Project benefit that we did last year, 100% of the materials were donated. So I got to figure that out, if we're going to ask for people that want to donate or if not. So that's coming. And then the other thing is, if you need it mailed too, there's $6 for shipping. But yeah, so that's what we have for the MS benefit. What is the cost? So $40, Judy. It's a $40 donation plus $6 for shipping. So this is an April class, April event. So for those of you who would like to get registered and signed up already, you can definitely, I think for registration for this, I keep this, I got to talk to Carissa. I keep a spreadsheet for this, and it's not in a shared Google folder at the moment with Carissa. So it would probably, if anybody wants to get on the list already, just send me a quick note. Hey, sign me up for the MS benefit. I'll get you on the list already. But then what we're going to need you to do when you give Carissa your April total, so you're like, I want this, 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 and this in April, that still needs to go to Carissa, because what happens is we can consolidate shipping and everything will ship together. And I can already get you on the list from my standpoint. And then when it comes to all of your registrations for April, then it needs to be in one email to Carissa. So I don't know, it seems like it's dual kind of sign up. So yes, and for now, you guys, you can definitely, I think from now, send me the email, because I'll just add you to my spreadsheet to say, hey, yep, got you signed up, right? And we're not in a hurry to have you guys like have a response back from me, because this is for April. So, but I can still, if you send me a quick note saying, hey, sign me up for the MS benefit, I'll get you on the list and we'll make sure that you're accounted for. And then when it comes time for April, then we can make sure you're in the list for the payment part of it. So, okay. Hi, Doc Gartner. She said sign. Sign what? Sorry, what is the email again for orders? So Lori Evans, there's 2 different things going on. If you want to sign up and pay for classes and enroll in classes, that's definitely going to cbcenroll@gmail.com. If you're placing an order to get a class for free, Carissa does not see your orders come in. I see your orders come in. So when I see your order come in, I usually reply back to you and I say, hey, thank you so much for your order. I saw it come in. Can you let me know what class you'd like to take? Carissa has nothing to do with that organization of the ordering part. So just if you're talking Lori Evans, if you're talking about if you want to place an order to get a class for free, definitely still email me. I still oversee the ordering side of things with making sure people get logged for what order goes with which class. That's on my stuff, my end. Okay, now you guys want to see the Stamp-a-Stack. I'm guessing so. Seaside Wishes would work instead of the lobster. Thanks, Jean. Shoot, that is perfect. Oh, hi, Chris Robinson. You finally made it. Yay, they lost in overtime. The Iowa Hawkeyes, well, oh no, they lost in overtime. Sorry to hear that. You guys like the MS cards. Good, good, good. Okay. Okay, Lori, got it. Perfect. Yeah, so if somebody does email Carissa, telling them, oh, I would like to take this class with this order, she's just going to forward the email to me with you on copy and say, hey, Chris, FYI, this person wants this. All right. So yeah, anyways, it's all good. As long as somebody finds out what's going on, we're all good. All right. So the Stamp-a-Stack. This is going to be called Wildflower Celebrations Stamp-a-Stack. I'm teaching this class in online. It's going to be March 28th. At 10 a.m. I think 10 a.m. or 1 p.m. One of the dates or one of the times. I guess I gotta look that up. And Diane's teaching this in person, I believe, on the 26th. And that paper is so awesome. We had so much fun with it. So much, in fact, that we went overboard a little bit. And what's going to happen with the Stamp-a-Stack? It's going to be, and it's going to be a little bit more like a Stamp-a-Stack on steroids, okay? So meaning that there's more projects, there's a lot of cards, and so the cost of this Stamp-a-Stack, we did put it to $65 because the paper, the designer paper is a specialty paper, and because it's got 20 cards with envelopes, and we're going to make 5 gift bags and 5 tags. So there was a lot. It took us a day and a half to design this. We worked on it for all day Thursday, and this morning we worked on it for 3 hours. So it took us a long time to design. And the tutorial is going to be probably over 30 pages. So that's what we've got going on for this one. So it's $65 plus shipping. And this is a March class. So anybody, when you get ready to send your March list to Carissa, then you can make sure you include this if you want it. If you want to make sure you get your name on the spot, on the list, you're welcome to send her an email already. Say, hey, Carissa, get me on for the Stamp-a-Stack. This is a fee-based class. You cannot get this class free with an order by any means. Nope, it's not a free with order. And I'm going to share with you everything that we got made for it. Now, they're all made except for one card. I just realized that we didn't finish one card because I had to find a perfect sentiment, which I haven't found yet because we literally finished this at about 12:40. So, oh, hi, Ann. Yes, we'll definitely see you soon. Okay, so I'm going to drop the camera down and I'm going to show you what we got. Okay, so I said 5 bags. 2 of them are the same, 2 of them are the same, and 1 is 1. So and I haven't added, so I said we're not quite finished with it. I wanted to share it with you already, but there's going to be ribbon for handles, right? And I want to say this is going to be a perfect class if you're looking for amazing gifts for people. You're going to end up with 5 bags, 5 tags, 15 A2 size cards, and 5 little baby cards that you could write a note in as like your gift, right? So it's going to be perfect. So look at it as an investment that you would have 5 potential gifts that you could give to loved ones, okay? Like think of it from that aspect. So hi, Polly Libby. There's 1 that will have cakes on it. There will be 2 with flowers and then 2 with flowers, but of the other pattern, okay? So there'll be 5 bags total. And then these are the tags that you'll make. And they come from the designer paper, which is super cool, right? So we'll add in any die cuts that you need to finish off the tags. So there's the 5 tags. We are going to hole punch these and then they would get attached to the bag. So we didn't do that yet. And some of the cards are duplicates and some of the cards are one-off. It just depends on what we had for paper. But with this being a class where you might give these all away, it doesn't matter that there are duplicates. We just wanted to we used up almost all the die cut pieces and almost all the designer paper. All in all, there was only about a sheet and a half left of designer paper. So we went ham on using almost everything up. So there are 2 that would look like this with the cupcakes. There's 1 that looks like that. All you need to do are add sentiments. You do not need to have any focal stamps. We even used all the pieces on the insides to decorate with focal images on the inside with the die cuts. I love this one. So you'll have two that look like this. There'll be one that looks like this. And then there's one that looks like this. This one, there'll be two. They're slightly different. I need to find the right sentiment for that one, but we got one done. So it's going to generally look like this. And then this one's going to be just a little bit different with a little more ribbon and a different, I got to find the right sentiment that fits on there. I didn't have it with what I was looking at upstairs, but there'll be two with balloons. There are two that look similar like this, but with different front die cuts. Okay. And then there's going to be two orange cakes. Yes, Rosie, you could definitely do another bag. But I think the cakes were going the wrong way. Yes, you could do another bag. Yep, and make 6, exactly. So you have 2 that look like that. And then there are 2 that look like similar here, but with different die cuts. And then, so that's 15 cards right here, right? And 5 tags. And then we have these little guys. And they are a little 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. And these are what you could do your little writing in, complete with cat fur stuck on the gems. This is what you could do your little writing in, and then give that as the gift to whoever gets it. And then we have 2 like this, and then we had 2 like that. So it is going to be the Mac Daddy of Stamp Stacks, you guys. So, and we'll include for those that want to do team pricing. Oh, I already lost a gem. For those that want to do team pricing, this is a class that there'll be an option to do team pricing on it. And for those not, oh, that actually must go over here. Those that aren't on the team, it's $65 and plus shipping, okay? But again, all you have to do right now is you want to make sure you get your name on the list for it. You can let Carissa know you'd like to make sure you get on the list, and she won't worry about telling you an amount quite yet, because we'll do that if you end up getting more stuff for the month of March. Okay, how was it? Did you guys like it? We had a lot of fun. A lot of fun. I think I could have kept working and making more stuff too, but Diane's like, no, it's enough. Because I have to remember that she's teaching the in-person version, and if you get 8 people here doing that many projects, it's a lot craziness going on. All right, so I will save the Happy Mail. This is what I have for Happy Mail and swap cards. I'll share that for after. So remember, somebody can send me a note as we're getting on to the last card. Remember swap cards and card prizes, and we will get them shared out at the end. Okay, so these are our cards. We have 3 different cards that all feature the memorable blooms. Oh, Angelique loves them. Yay. Polly likes them. Good, you love them. And good, you guys are liking that. So Memorable Blooms is a stamp set that has some focal images plus some sentiments, but it also has dies. And the dies are what are so cool about this set. And I absolutely love that setup like this. That, I gotta show you the card we're doing with that. Next month for March, we have a monthly class, and we're pulling back in Memorable Blooms to do this card for monthly class for March, and that's what uses these dies right here. And then there are dies here for cutting out the focal images, but we designed this in a way that they stamped kind of, I call this a blank palette, like a blank canvas. So for those that don't have this specific stamp set, you still have a whole white mat there that you could stamp whatever you want. So in your kits here, you guys, I got lots of yellow Post-it notes. That means that there's something going on with my cards. I don't know what, but it's always a surprise. You love the 3x3 cards and put them on a regular card. I love them, but orange dreamsicle makes me sick, so they will be mailed out. First mailed out, yes. You get rid of the cards you don't like it. You guys, and that's a good point. Just because you don't like something doesn't mean the person that you give it to won't like it. So just like Chris said, she doesn't like orange dreamsicle, but she's not keeping it for herself. She's going to be giving it away. So then it's okay, right? You make it, you give it away. Okay. So, oh yeah. I've had a couple people say, well, I don't like those cards. I don't like those cards. Well, don't think about yourself. You think about the person you're giving the card to and if they will like it, right? That's what it's all about. So your golden ticket says memorable blooms. Let's just stamp 2/17/25. So keep that in mind for when you're looking for anything with regards to this class. And I think I'm going to do the purple one last. And so we're going to pick up pink first. Okay. So Melon Mambo is the color for this one. And it's because my ribbon is short, I think. That's probably why. Oh, but it's not too short. So I got the end of the ribbon. So my mom always saves that for me. And I can still use that. I'll just take the tape off and I'll be good to go. I think that's what's going on with that one. And then you also have some silver ribbon in here. And I got a wonky little silver ribbon, but I can make that work because I'm going to fold it in half and the two tails will be just fine. You're going to have some sequins in here, some pink ones probably. I have some beautiful cards done with this bundle, but especially the dies. Yes, the dies are pretty with it. I'm going to burnish this really quick like that. And then with this, I notice here, they must have given this to me. And it's really hard to see this. But when my cutter upstairs cuts paper, sometimes it'll leave like a little baby frayed edge like that. We do try to take our scissors, Chris and I are, we both, if we see that, we try to take our scissors and we try to cut it off. We never want you guys to necessarily have to do this, but in case it ever happens where you get a little fuzzy on the edge, you could do that, or you could even take your ink eraser or a distress tool and get that little fuzzy off of there. Naughty Nancy hated that when she got fuzzies on her in her card kits. But it happens, right? It's paper. So this will be for your inside mat. And then you have this piece of white for your sentiment, this piece of pink that will go behind it. And then these two pieces are your mat 1 and 2 for the top image. And then you have your piece of white that is embossed with the eyelet embossing folder, which fits right up in here on the Summer Splash. And then you have a piece of the memorable, oh, it's called Bloom Impressions Designer Series paper, which will go at the bottom. So it's always good to dry fit your pieces together. I set this on here and I thought, well, would I like to see more Summer Splash or am I okay with it the way it is? If you ever want to see a little bit more or less of a border, I think most of the time you can do that. You can always make the piece here smaller, which will give you, this one smaller would give you more border, or if you make that one smaller, it will give you less border. But I'm going to just trim off a hair, just a little bit, and then now I can have about that much of a border is what I'm looking for. Again, yours might be perfectly fine. My cutter upstairs, the big one, it will sometimes be off up to a 1/16 of an inch. So we're going to flip these both over and we're going to put a little liquid glue. Now, if you like that side up, you could definitely have that side up if you choose. This one has a little bit more of a petal pink going on and that doesn't. So you could go with whatever. And I will be honest, when we first started designing this card, we ended up thinking we were going to go with, we thought we were going to go with petal pink. And the reason is because there was petal pink in there, right? So if you look at the sample in the tutorial, our card sample here was petal pink, right? We thought we were going to go with petal pink out here. And as we went forward, we thought Summer Splash would be better. So just so you guys know, the tutorial shows petal pink, but you did get the Summer Splash. You ordered the memorable blooms, and it will arrive here this week. Way, yay, nice, nice, I love it. So let's just look here. I kind of like the idea of doing this one, which is the back side, and then that going here. So it's a little bit darker, because you got that dark right there. The other option is to, oh, see, I think I would still go with the lighter. It's just a little bit brighter to me. That really darkens it. So with this, I'm going to glue the back side. What I'm calling the back side is this flowery piece. And I'm going to put this towards the top because I'm going to get rid of some of the petal pink because that'll go underneath this piece. So this goes all the way along the bottom and the side. So you shouldn't see any Summer Splash. You see it at the top, but you don't see it. You see it up here, but not over here. So if anything is overhanging, now is your opportunity to trim it off. And then you're going to need some tear and tape and do your tear and tape sandwich Yes, Jean has seen some beautiful cards done with this bundle, but especially using the dies. I definitely agree. The dies are what makes this set so awesome in my mind. All right, so on this one, you're gonna grab your Summer Splash ribbon, and you can't really see through this ribbon unless you were looking for it. But what I'm gonna do is there's a bordered ribbon on, like it's thicker on the top. I'm gonna have that just above where my seam is, so that the seam is right below where that stitching is. Okay, and then a little more tear and tape on the back. Hi, Susan Bellamy. Better late than never. We just got started with card 1. We had a lot of chitty chatty so far. So this goes right onto the top of your card base, like that. Very good. And what we can do is a little stamping now. So we're gonna need this piece, and then the inside, we have the flower like that. So that uses Summer Splash. And this little flower seems to fit good on my left side, like this. And then we need the bigger flower set, this one. So that little flower at the top, I kind of have that centered and as close to the top as I can get it. And that would be it for Summer Splash. And then we put on this one, You're Awesome. You're better than all the rest. You're one in a million girls. One in a million girls. All right, so red rubber. We don't necessarily love you, but we tolerate you because we can't see through the stamp. So it's okay. We're gonna practice on here. And if it's straight, great. Ah, see, that rhymed. And if it's not, flip it over. All right, so that's it for the Melon Mambo. Then for this little strip here, I'm gonna put a little bit of glue on the back. Well, it's actually the front, and then that's gonna go on here. Yeah, that's the nice thing about paper is if you don't get it straight, you can always flip it over. If you have two sides to it, you can flip it over and re-stamp it. So getting a stamp with a sentiment straight is not always the easiest thing to do. So that has just a little bit of paint coming out the edges like that. And we're going to use tear and tape again, like this, along the bottom. And you're gonna fold that silver edged, like I call this organdy ribbon because it reminds me of tulle that you would have on your wedding dress or a bridesmaid's dress. So you fold that in half. Well, here's the thing too. It doesn't fold so good. It's kind of wiry. So if you don't want to compete with that, you can just cut it in half. And then it will lay a lot flatter behind. And what we're going to do is go like that. And then capture them both. And then you have that tear and tape here. That can go right over the top. Just like that. And then I cut one tail like that. At least it doesn't fray very well, which is good. We don't want it to really fray. I'll cut one like that. All right, so that's staged and ready to go. I have a note here too. I don't remember who it was, but somebody was looking for the zinnia dies. And Shelly on my team, they're gone now. I believe the zinnia dies are gone, but she got a bundle. So if anybody's looking for this, which was what the class was last month, if anybody's looking for a zinnia bundle, let me know and I can put you in touch with Shelly because I believe that the dies are already out of stock, if I'm not mistaken. So she was looking to see if somebody would be appreciative of having them. And I can't remember if it was Julie Block maybe that asked me. We're gonna grab Melon Mambo. Mambo number 5 and the Coastal Cabana. Stamping and scrapping, we're always the fashion at the Coastal Cabana. Guys, that's what when I hear Coastal Cabana, that's what I think. So Coastal Cabana is very close to Summer Splash. So if you have the watercolor pencils like this, you could definitely pull out the Coastal Cabana and color in all your leaves with that. And if you don't have the colored pencils and you want to use Stampin' Blends, there are a set of blends that have Summer Splash in them. So you could always do Summer Splash with blends. But I wanted a little bit softer of a look on here. And this takes me back to last month, you guys. We had a Coloring 101 last time too. So we get another one. And the thing with leaves is you think you got them all, and then there's more. And you have to look to see where you missed one. And I remember last month we missed a big one, if I'm not mistaken, and I had to go back and do it. All right, so then there's one here, and the Mac Daddy guy over here, that big one right there. Oh, and there's one right here. All right, they fell in love. And I think there's one right there. Okay, I am not going to color my inside at the moment. I did color it like that, in case you guys want to color your inside. Figure whoever wins this card can have the honor and delight of coloring their flower if they so choose. So we're going to color all these. And this is the watercolor pencils. You guys, if you've watched me a time or two, I love the effects of them, because right now it's all scrappy looking like lines going on. And then when we take the blending pen, it smooths it all out. I didn't realize how many little flowers there are. It is the color that lets you, God loves you. It's the color that lets you, God. It is the color that lets you, God. Okay, you have to tell me what you're trying to say there, Rosie. I think maybe, did you miss a word in there? I'm trying to figure out what you're saying. Okay, let's do one more here, and then there's this one down here yet. And once we're done, you gotta have a pencil sharpener on hand too. All right, so let's grab the blending pen. I'm gonna zoom in. Hi, Penny Powell, my sunshine friend, daughter who shares. So my birthday had kidney stone surgery this morning. Oh, I hope it went very well. Lots of healing hugs and prayers coming your way. And hopefully you pass them on to her. So what we're gonna do is color over the top of what we just used our colored pencils, and you're going to be able to see some amazingness with the whole smoothing out of these scrappy lines. There you go. See how soft it's going to look? I love it. So you can see the difference between this side and that side already. You just lightly want to hover over the top until you get everything kind of situated. And even if you don't have a color in a spot, you can push the color to that spot. Dina always says that it's the color that lets you know God loves you. Okay. Okay, so you were missing one word because you had, there was a word missing right there that I didn't see. So that's why I was like, I think I understand what you're trying to tell me, but I wasn't quite for certain. Yes, it's the color that lets you know that God loves you. Believe it. Color is a good thing. I love color. So they have this white party for us. It's the topic of discussion the last 3 days amongst my team. And if you're going to Raleigh, you got an email last week, and in that email talked about a white party that they're having, that you're supposed to wear white clothing. And they must be doing something with white lights or something where it glows in the dark. I don't know. We're all trying to surmise what's going on. But what came out of it is that my team wanted to wear white Stampin' Up, white Be Happy Stamper shirts. So we ordered, got the order in today, got more shirts coming. Shirts are coming tomorrow. And they're like, well, what color pants do we have to wear? I'm like, you can wear whatever you want. Most people don't own a pair, like, yeah, you might have a white pair of pants, but do you want to wear a white pair of pants? So I have a pair of purple pants, and I'm contemplating wearing my purple pants with my white shirt because I absolutely love purple. And then I thought, well, if Kelly had a pair of red pants, she likes red, or turquoise, like we should all wear different colored bottoms so that we end up having a multitude of color for our team pictures, what I was thinking. So got the order, and we ordered 33 shirts, which is pretty cool. So we're all gonna be wearing our Be Happy Stampers shirts. All right, did you see that? That's how it turns out. Again, if you miss anything, you can still pull some, there you go, you can pull color in. And I use the same end for both colors. You just have to wipe it out in the middle. No worries, Rosie. You're keeping me on my toes. Just always making sure I know what's going on. So now this is just gonna get a little bit of glue on the back of that. And that should fit nicely onto our melon mambo. Like that. And then this can get popped up with some dimensionals. 6 of them is good. Oh, Lynn likes the color combo. Yes, Summer Splash Mambo, Melon Mambo number 5. And then this is gonna go right here. I'm trying to get the same amount of white on the top, the left, and the right. That's my goal, or about that. And then this little guy right here, we're also gonna pop that up with a couple dimensionals, maybe 3 actually. Like that. And I've got the white lined up with the Melon Mambo, and that little guy hangs off, and then there's a white margin on the bottom here. And then my tails are not hanging over the edge here, so that's nice. Very nice. Then we have 3 gems. Should have a big and a small, and then another one. And so I'm going to put the big and the small together there, and then the other small one, or the other big one, can go down. It's stuck underneath my fingernail. And it's so little I couldn't get it out. All right, let's try this like this. There it is. Okay, for Stella-ing, you could, oh, can you see how much darker I colored that? And how different it looks? With it being light and then being dark. I almost would pick the dark one. And what you can do, you can always Stella a little bit. You gotta be careful though, because you don't want the green ink that you stamped the image in to blend all over, so just doing a little bit would be good. And then when you're done, you can always Stella the ribbon and make that bedazzly. All right. I meant the actual orange cake you eat. Oh, got it. I was gonna say, I liked the pops, the orange dreamsicle pops. We grew up, the Schwanzman would deliver once a week. And my mom got 1 pack of those once a week. We got the orange dreamsicle push-up things. Oh, they were so good. If I have to remember, like, I haven't thought about that in a long time. All right. I really haven't thought about the orange dreamsicles in a long time. And then that guy will go right in there. So I love it. So that's what we got for you guys. Doesn't it look different between the dark and the light? Like, they both look nice. They really do. So there we go. Good job. Don't have the set. So I'm using Layers of Beauty. You use the masks for the Daffodil Delight and Summer Splash card. Awesome. I love it. Good deal. See, that's another idea. Layers of Beauty. Okay, so this is what I've got for that one. All complete. Very nice. And then we're going to go to this one, which I believe, oh, that's the black one, the Blackberry Bliss one. And then I want to do yellow first. So they call me Mellow Yellow. All right, so let's grab that out and burnish. So it said, do you need watercolor paper? I don't use a lot of watercolor paper in my life. Oh, Angelique likes the dark. There's 3 gems in this one as well. You can use watercolor paper, but for when I use for this was regular white, basic white paper. It was nothing special. It was, you have to be very careful when you use a blender pen or water painters I wouldn't use water painter so much on regular white because it will get pilly and the paper will get matty. But for doing with blender pens, I have no problem usually with that. We did too. We sat and waited for the Schwann's man to come. I know, like once a week he'd come rolling down County Road W in rural Johnsburg where I grew up. And my mom had, well, I should get something else. Oh, the ice cream sandwiches. She would always get ice cream sandwiches and the orange popsicle things, the orange push-ups. Yeah, those are cool. All right, this is our next one. Now this one, this is embossed for you. Now, do you guys remember if it's Dashing Designs or Cute Crochet? I believe it's Dashing Designs. And we talked about this in the email. Hated the orange push-up things either. Okay, so you didn't like them either. We had them in kindergarten once and you threw it up. Oh no, Chris. Well, of course you have a bad taste in your mouth with it. In the email I sent you guys this morning about the tutorial, I talked about this piece of designer paper. When Karen Wetstein cut it for you, she cut it at 5 1/4, probably because that's what my notes had. But just so you know, on here, we have it at 5 1/16. You could also do 5 inches, or you could do 5 1/8. But if you don't want it to go top to bottom like this, so it would give it a little bit different of a look. And I can show you the different look. It's either you're gonna see yellow to yellow, or you're gonna see green. And just to show you, I think I'm gonna leave it with that taller one, and we'll go with it. In here also is a piece of glimmer paper that is part of the In Color glimmer paper that, I gotta show it to you guys. It's in the Beekeeper's Guide. Let me share with you. If you go to the specialty, let's see if it takes a hot second here for this to populate. I love the hyperlinks on this. So if this takes, here, see, you see the blue bar? The blue bar means it's opening. So don't be touching anything on your tablet or device. Down here, you can see there's a table of contents. And if you click on it, it's hyperlinked to take you right to the specialty paper. And that glimmer paper is right here. It's the 2024 to 2026 In Color glimmer paper, and it has Pop, Petunia Pop, Summer Splash, Shy Shamrock, the Orangey, called the Eagles Club, Peach Pie, and Pretty in Pink. And that's where we got that from, is from that pack. And then we also have a little strip here for your sentiment. There is a sacrificial lamb in here. You can't really see it. Its only purpose is to make your ribbon prettier. And then there's two ribbons in here. We have a Daffodil Delight little 1/8 incher, and then we have the 1/2 inch white ribbon right here. So we'll do a little bit of assembly, and then here are what we have for your mats for the inside. We called him the ice cream man. Yeah! I scream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. Yes, we love the Schwann's man. He always brought good stuff. All right, I'm going to do one more right through the middle there. We're going to do this first. And again, I'm not going to cut mine shorter. I'm going to make it the other way in case you guys want to see the difference. I'm going to make sure it's flush at the top. There is an orientation to your flowers, so you want to make sure that they're going the right way, not upside down. And we're going to keep about, 3/16 of an inch on that side, something like that. Less than 1/4, more than 1/8. And then take your paper scissors. It might be a hair long. That's okay. I'd rather trim it. All right, so there's that. Now, if you put your ribbon down, you'll see what I mean here. You can see the seam, right? And that's not what I was going for. We wanted to not see that. So this little piece of white paper here, I call it the sacrificial lamb. It's just to make your ribbon look prettier and not to look like you can see through it. Thanks, Margine. And then this is going to go right over that seam, top to bottom. Ooh, a potential spammer is calling me. Don't you love it that they tell you if it's potential spam? All right, so that, and then you need to also trim this off if it's too long. All right, and now we get to focus on the ribbon. So there's a soda that is orange dreamsicle soda. I think Sprecher makes an orange dreamsicle soda that is pretty good. All right, so now the ribbon. There is no more Schwann's. Oh, I don't know when they went out. So this ribbon's actually 1/2 inch, and there's a little bit thicker white on the sides. And so Karen Whitsign cut these pieces for you at 7/16 of an inch so that they won't be poking out or peeking out the side of the ribbon. Oh man, I got a really short ribbon here. Hang on. I gotta be a little more strategic about that. I don't have a lot, so we're gonna use a little less on both sides. Here we go. Oh my goodness, I hardly had enough, but I have enough. And now this is ready to go. Hold that in place so that does not pop out later. All right. And then glue this down like that. And this goes right onto the front. So yellow, Daffodil Delight with Summer Splash is another great color combination. And because of the designer paper, it really pulls it out. So if you guys are seeing, I'm just seeing in the video, like you see that right there. Jay asked me yesterday, did I get burned? I'm like, nope, that was Bigger Tigger tattooing me. So Honey tattooed me here. I don't know if you guys, that one's going away. Honey tattooed me back in August. And so she got me good here. And now Bigger Tigger didn't like how I picked him up and he wanted out of my arms really fast. So he got me with his back claw right there. So my 2 cats have tattooed me across my really, my hand. And now I feel like, yep, no, it's great. So that's how that goes. So battle scars, right? All right, so this is going to go here. But the reason that we added the glimmer paper is because when we put this up here, this whole side gets a little lost. And when you put this piece right through here, that's when it accented it really nicely. So that's why we did that. But we have to do a little stamping. And so because we just stamped with Summer Splash on that other card, we don't have to clean this. So we're going to use Summer Splash again with our big flower stamp. And I've got it so that that top flower is close to the top and the bottom stem is just barely on. Remember the push-ups. My kids love them. Yes, yes, I did too. All right. I liked them better than Mr. Freeze's. All right, so that's perfect. Then on the inside of this one, I've got that little guy. So let's grab that stamp. And that one also seemed to fit better. I usually like to put things on the right side, but this one had the curve that it looked like it was going good up the left side. So we're gonna put that up that left bottom edge. And that, oh man, I got a halo. Okay, that doesn't happen often. But what happens is if you push down too hard on that side where the ink is, you might get a halo. And their halos are fine for angels. But if you get a halo, it's not really supposed to be there. So don't press as hard. I didn't clean up the stamp. I didn't get that ink off. I just am not pressing as hard on that side. There's a little extra red rubber there. And by not pressing so hard, now I didn't get the halo. But there I was pressing just a little too hard and I got that inky dinky do over there. And then we have Love and Thanks. And another red rubber. Let's see if I can get this on here straight. I'm guessing. Yes. Oh, it's straight. Holy crap. Okay, very good. I was not expecting that on the first try, you guys. I really wasn't. But I'll take that. Yes, 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 yes. Rosie, you could definitely use your ink eraser on cleaning that up. But since I hadn't used the other side yet, no thank you. I'm going to go just to the restamp right off the bat. And I think that's it for this. For stamping. Now we can grab 2 pieces of tape right through the middle of our little sentiment. And we'll use this daffodil ribbon. And I'm going to start underneath the right there, and go back and forth. You should have enough to make a tail, a loop, and a tail. And this one I kept it a little further apart, but I like it a little bit more condensed, so I'm going to take that off actually. and bring it back a little bit closer, like that. So it's a little more, like a little bit tighter together. There, I like that. Then a little bit of tape, and then a couple dimensionals on the sides like that. It's perfect. So he's staged, ready to go. If you feel the desire or need to cut these sides a little shorter, you could do that. And now that I look at it, I think I might do that. I'm gonna do that, and then a hair off of the other side. And yeah, I've got my ribbon on there, but I'm gonna make it work. Okay, so it's a little shorter, that's good. If you need all the length, you could, if your sentiment's longer, definitely take it. Okay, so there's that. Love and thanks can be anything. It could be a happy birthday, well, it's thanks. So it could, thinking of you, or a hello, or you could have a nice little mushy sentiment in there. Like, you could stamp your inside however you want, or you can leave it blank, just like this, and you could write a really long love note in there. But you're sending love and thanks to somebody. So there ended up with a little dot there. And that's where you could also see if your ink eraser will move that. I got the fuzzies. And then let's go over here. So for this coloring action, we use blends. And I don't use blends a lot, but we did this time. And I can't remember if we used light yellow or dark yellow. We used, it says, I wonder if it was light daffodil. I'm gonna use dark lemon lolly, and we're gonna see what that looks like. I'm so late because I put 2 o'clock on your phone calendar. I thought it was 2 Central Time. Oh no, but I guess convert the time before the Eastern. So yeah, we started at 1 Central, but that's okay. We're just on the second card. Yes, this is, so light daffodil is very similar to dark lemon lolly. And so I'm gonna use the dark lemon lolly, but if you have light daffodil, that would probably look nice too. And I'm going to color all these yellow flowers. I do use the thick tip. Just be very careful not to press so hard that you wreck your marker tip. And because I'm right-handed, I generally am always holding the marker like this. So I'll move my paper so that I can always get into it from that angle. So we'll get this little guy. And then there's one right there. And up here. There's one here. And one here. This one's a pretty one. Perfect. Okay, so I've got the dark lemon lolly, and I think that will look really nice. You could use colored pencils if you want as well. There's also Summer Splash. Oh, that's Shy Shamrock. Hang on. That's Shy Shamrock. So there's Shy Shamrock and there's Summer Splash blends, and you want to make sure you grab the right ones. Those were not the right ones. And I'm going to use the light Summer Splash. I skip over red rubber when I need sentiments unless I stamp the sentiment first and then punch or use dies. Mary Novak, you are 100% correct. I know a lot of people do that. Diane Bogenhagen absolutely hates red rubber stamps. She will not buy stamp sets if they're red rubber unless we're featuring them for a class. She needs to use them for class. And I always tell her that she could use mine. She wouldn't have to buy a stamp set, but she goes that far where she doesn't even like to buy red rubber stamp sets. So I eventually, over time, Stampin' Up! Will understand that their sales are going to go down for red rubber, and they'll eventually, I would have to say at some point, be all, oops, that's a leaf. We're gonna call it a leaf, haha. That was probably a little flower head right there. Yep, that was a flower head, but it's a leaf now, and that's okay. I can handle it. Oh, that's a flower head right there, though. Let's go like this. There, that was a flower head. Almost missed that one. Oh, Jean Shoot said her favorite brown truck just brought her some happiness in a box. I love it. Oh, there's another one. How do I keep missing? See? It's like when you think you have them all, Then you go back and you find more. Wait, there's more. Okay. So blends work a little bit differently than watercolor pencils. They have a little bit more of a dark or boldness to them, where when you use watercolor pencils, they have a softness to them. With this, once you color it, you're pretty much done. With the watercolor pencils, you do need that blending pen to blend it all around. This one, you lose some of the definition of the leaves, where when you do watercolor pencils, you still see it. You can barely see it, but it's there. Those lines are there. I'm using the light summer splash, so even using the light one is a little dark. You could use, what's it called? The color lifter. You could use the color lifter if you wanted to lift some of the color. I feel like I got most of these little guys. I'm gonna do these other 3 big leaves. So if you wonder what I worked on this weekend, I had a team swap party yesterday that I hosted, and I forgot that when I do a team swap, I make cards for the swap. Usually when I host any other swap group, I don't make cards. It's hard to find time to make cards for swap cards, but with my team, I do participate and make cards. You know, lead by example type thing. So, so I've known about this swap party since like what, last probably November. I mean, I set the date like last year already, right? So I already knew the date, but I forgot all about it. And so it was Friday afternoon, and somebody on my team's like, oh, so we got the team swap party on Sunday. I'm like, oh, we do. I had to go back and see what I signed up for, what sets and how many. It ended up being 7 of 3 different groups. And so it was 21 cards that were needed. But I can't just make 7 cards of one card. I have to do an even number, and usually a multiple of 4 is usually my goal. But so I did 10 and 10 and 12. And I'm going to pull this in, and what we're going to do is just, I'm going to go over the big leaves, and this helps to lighten them up a little. So I made 32 cards between 4 o'clock on Saturday and ended at 9:15, and I started again yesterday morning at 11:30, and by 1:30 I had all 32 cards made from start to finish. Oh man, and you guys are gonna want to see them. You're gonna say, well, can we see them? And I will go grab them so you can see the 3 that I made. But I'll share my whole team swap card when there's one person that didn't make it yesterday because of the weather. So when I get her cards in and I have them swapped out, then I will show you guys all the team swap cards that I got. So that's colored. You're probably thinking, oh, wait, you forgot. I did forget, but we can make this happen. We're going to just go like that. So hang on. I almost forgot to put this in there, but let's grab a little tear and tape. Put that right there. And then we're going to sneak that in here. Something like Mary right there. That looks good to me. I centered it top to bottom. So that's sneaking on top of the yellow underneath the white. And then we're going to do some dimensionals. Hope those are little guys too. On the back of this. And this is where if you don't like crooked, put it straight. But if you like the crooked, put it crooked. I'll show you here. You can put it straight like this. Oh, I like that. So we did the sample crooked, right? Because it looks good crooked too. Oh man, here, you guys gotta zoom out a little bit. It looks, okay, so that's straight, right? I like that. The crooked looks good too. But so you guys can see differences here. I'm gonna put this one on here straight so that you can kind of pick whichever you like better, and then you can maybe make yours however you want. And then this is great because it is straight on here. On here, I left it straight just because the words should have been straight. I like words that are straight. And then we'll trim this guy. And I want that just a hair shorter. There it is. And then, good. All right. So the glimmer really helped. It sure did. When we were designing this card, we liked what we were doing, but we didn't like the yellow with the yellow. And having a summer splash glimmer, it really made it pop on that left-hand side and just gave it one more awesome element on the card. And then you have 3 gems. Now, because of me doing this not crooked, it didn't leave me a lot of wiggle room over here. So I think I'm just going to put my gems right. I know they're white on white, but I'm going to put them right onto that. And I think I'll be okay with that. So you can still see them. They have a little bit of iridescence to them. And then with your Stella, you could Stella the flowers. Just be careful too, because sometimes that makes them bleed a little bit more. And you could Stella the white if you wanted. There. Yes, Spotlight on Nature. I do like, so yeah, red rubber has a time and a place. I definitely agree. I won't disagree with that. Red rubber for the distinctive stamps is perfect. It really is. Now you guys can decide what you like when you go to make your cards. There was 2 differences. One of these things is not like the other one. Which one could it be? You remember that from Sesame Street? This one has the yellow going top to bottom, where this one has green, right? So decide what you like. You're at the eye doctor, option 1. This is A and this is B. Shut your eye, look at this one, right? And then this is B. Figure out what you like. And then this one is straight, an arrow, the straight and narrow, and this one is cockeyed and crooked. So whichever you like, it's all personal preference. But here's option A, and then option B. Both are great. I can't say that either one of them, I would not be disappointed if I got either one of those in the mail. Okay, perfect. So, and then there was one more. And this last one is our blackberry with freesia. Oh yeah. As the cool man would say. Oh yeah. All right. Let's open this up. Oh, Kari likes B. Oh, wow. She went for the B. She went for that one. Okay. Yeah. They're both amazing. I love them both. I have 2 different twins that are, all the cards are my children, and now I have twins that are slightly not identical. All right. So there we have some gemsies, the sequins. So we definitely used the sequins that are free with a $60 purchase. Those got used on this one, as is this designer paper is free with a $60 purchase. So we have a vertical card. And then you have the, this is from Sale-a-bration. That's that embossing folder called Starstruck. Oh, you guys are saying B, A, A, A. B, B, you guys are completely divided. We have half with B and half with A. I love it. So that just goes to show you, like you like a different thing. This one is a white for your inside. Oh man, they gave me garbage. Interesting. Huh, how am I supposed to use that? Oh, these girls, they gave me a die. So you guys, we do have the helper. Sometimes it happens where sometimes a die will come back and it'll look like this. We do our best for quality control, but they didn't put an extra one in here. I'm going to have to go find one. So, because I don't have those dies down here. Oh man. So then this is going to be for our inside. Now you guys would never get something like this. And if you ever do, you call me right away and say, hey, I got that. And we'll figure something out. But we have a piece here for the flower that's going to get stamped and die cut. This is your background label for the Nested Essentials. This is your piece here. You guys are going to do some homework here. We're going to cut, this is 3 inches if I'm not mistaken. It's 3 inches and you're going to have to cut 1-inch strips. Now we did not do this for people because we thought it would be too much for you guys to have to try to put your puzzle pieces together. So it is 1-inch strips and we'll get that momentarily. And then those will get matted onto our piece of Lost Lagoon. And then you have the ribbon here. You have 10 inches and you are going to cut it in half. Not cut it in half, but you can fold it in half is what I meant to say. You can fold it in half and put that through the middle and it makes it just a little bit darker so that it's not so thin. And what we can do, oh, that's why they gave it to me. No, but it won't. Oh, well, let's see here. If I put my flower on the other side, yes, it'll work. I think I can make that work. I'm going to put my flower on the opposite side, though. Let's see here. Well, before I go getting a new one, we'll play with it. Good idea, Kari. I'm sure that's probably what they were thinking, too. She can flip it over and do the other side. Show you how you don't have to waste a piece of paper, right? All right, so if you decide you want to cut this, you can, or you can just kind of fold it. Oh, man, I didn't get two waiting in the wings, but this is pretty much in the middle. Let's fold that like that. It just makes it a little bit darker. That seam binding ribbon is a little bit thin. So having it doubled up. Thanks, Anne. I'm going to definitely give that a whirl with flipping it over. So the seam binding ribbons are usually a little bit thinner. So by having an extra layer, it will help so it looks a little bit darker. All right, there's this, and we're gonna go like that. X marks the spot. I love fresh freesia and blackberry bliss together. It's like Lost Lagoon with Pretty Peacock together. Those are great, two great colors together. Oh, Elaine says it too. Flip it over, and it will be on the the lower right side. Yep. Okay, so we need to grab our trimmer. Let's do this next. So this should be 3 inches. So once you cut these, keep them in order. You'll be happier with yourself if you keep them in order. So there's 1. And you'll be happy if you cut them straight too. There's 2 and 3. Then what you can do is look at it. Now, I didn't think there was a top or bottom to it, but I absolutely love like that color combination right here, like the pink and the purple flower. So if I flip it like this, those 2 will be at the top over here, which I think I like that idea. And what we can do is glue these. So what you could do is place them on your paper to make sure that you do a dry fit first. They should fit there very nicely. And then I like to take and flip them like this. And we're gonna glue them first. And I usually put the 2 outside ones on first. Okay, so then this flips this way. Get that one down. And then flip this one. And I'm not pushing them quite yet because I still have the ability to do a little wiggle, wiggle, wiggle with it. Now I can play with these and visually see them move a little bit. That's perfect. And then once you have them in the place that you want them, then you can kind of let that heat from your fingers help seal that. Okay, then this gets popped up with dimensionals. Like so. What about the ribbon? Oh, ha! You're right. You're right. I forgot all about that ribbon. So hang tight, you guys. I was supposed to use this ribbon for that. Hang on. You're okay. Rosie, you're so smart. This is only 1 here. It really is 1, and we need some ribbon here. So good call. I need some of my ribbon back. Okay. Oh, you guys are so good to me. Thank you for helping me. See, this making cards is a teamwork thing. All right, so I'm saving that. And this, see, it's doing surgery on cards. I'm gonna get that right in the middle. It's okay. So we really only had 1. For some reason in my head, I thought, oh, you need 2. So this is still gonna work. So this goes across here. And I gotta pick this up. And remember there was tear and tape there. So we're gonna go just like this. Okay, and then I'm going to see you guys? Even I do stuff. That's not always exactly the way it's supposed to be. See there. Okay. Is that side glued good? Oh yeah. That's good. Good call. See, you saved me. Nice save. Well done. All right, back on track. Well, if you guys would have had this ribbon at home and you doubled it up, you could have easily just cut yourself that much more ribbon and you would be fine. So I want those two flowers up at the top. So centered left to right and top to bottom. And then we have on here, thanks so much. So let's grab the Blackberry Bliss ink and we're gonna stamp it to the right then, not the left. Over here, if you're gonna do it like this, you want to stamp your sentiment to the left. But because I'm gonna put my flower over there, I'm gonna stamp this more to the right and hope that I stamped it good. Oh, it's good. And then on the inside is that one. Oh, and that's in Lost Lagoon. Oh, I appreciate your thoughtfulness. Perfect. I didn't even pull that out of the stamp set, but that is in here. I appreciate your thoughtfulness. And we need a block. I'm gonna stamp that first, in case I don't like it. Flip or still skin it over. All right, very good. And then we need Lost Lagoon. And Lost Lagoon, I believe I didn't pull that. So let's grab that here. And we use Lost Lagoon for stamping that as well. So let's, oh man. Oh man, the chamois needing some rehydration. Okay, it definitely was not wet. All right. That's what happens if you don't keep your chamois hydrated. And then we're going to do Lost Lagoon and this little piece here. Perfect. Oh, so that's a little bit darker than the pad I have upstairs, but that's okay. It's very juicy. Okay. Good. And that would be it for the Lost Lagoon. So this will eventually go on here. And we're not going to color the inside. We'll let whoever gets this can color their inside. And this will go, so we've Lost Lagoon with Blackberry Bliss is another great combination. These now, the flowers, I have some blends here that I pulled. I pulled Fresh Freesia and I pulled the Lost Lagoon. And I would say we should use the light Lost Lagoon for our leaves. So because that stamp pad was darker than the other one, you're actually going to see more of the definition, the veins from the leaves. Like that. And then for the freesia, I'm going to take the dark one and do a little bit in the middle where the stamped the green little dots. And then I'm going to take the light one. And I'm going to make sure I get over the top of the dark Fresh Freesia. And that will help blend it so that you don't see it like any lines per se, but you see it a little darker in the middle. Oh, those are, yeah, that's flower. It looked like leaf, but it's flower. Okay. Now this is where, if you have the dies, it would make sense if you want to die cut this. But because this is Let's Just Stamp, I didn't pull the die cutting machine. So I'm going to fussy cut really quick around. Because when you first start getting into stamping, you might not have the means financially to get a die cutting machine. So when we do this Let's Just Stamp class, we try to make this more like a beginner's class and appealing to people who don't necessarily always have all the bells and whistles. And so we try to always use one stamp set, which has focal images and words. So you'd only need to get one stamp set if you don't have a lot of stamps to be able to do these cards. And this one you could get by with a pack of the colored pencils and a blending pen, because you wouldn't have to use the different color blends. And it was like, I think we only had 3 ink pads in this one. So we kind of try to limit that, so you don't have to have all the tools in the world or supplies. All right, just about done. So by the time I would have gotten up to go get the die cutting machine, I had this done. So that's basically what that die would do, is cut that out. All right, let's see what we got. Here's what we've all been waiting for. Is it gonna get covered up? And it will. Look at that. Look at that action, Jackson. I love it. Oh, yes. Okay. Perfecto changeo. You guys are so smart. 88 watching and only 40 likes. Thanks, Elaine. Yes, she wants you guys to do more likings. So what does that mean for likes? You have to back out of the comments, and there's a like button right there, and then you can go right back into the live chat, you guys. And so Elaine's putting it out there. She wants to see, and I do too. More likes, because the more likes, that just shares it with more people. And we have this flower. Flower is going to go here. I have a loop, a tail, and a tail. So I put the tearing tape back there. Push it up so it's not hanging out there. And I'm going to do this backwards. So I want my loop. So this is going to sit nice right like that. So I'm going to do a loop over here. A loop. I think I have enough to do a loop, and a tail, and a tail. So we're going to do a loop, and a tail. Bring that out. And then I'm going to put a little more tearing tape back here. And there was a little schnibbins left here. We're going to grab that last little end and capture that on that, and then we're going to put a little more tearing tape right over that. Look at that, only wasted that much. All right, so then now that we know this is going to work, we're going to glue this. So these are the Nested Essentials dies. And you would have a white one and a Blackberry Bliss. And then we popped this up with dimensionals. Now, because it's Blackberry Bliss, you could probably get by and use your black dimensionals. That'll help hide it. You wouldn't see them from the side. Okay. All right, so because I'm doing the opposite, this is going to go like that. I'm going to put this closer to the right side then. I don't want to cover up my pretty flowers. Put this like that. Okay, so this side that hangs over needs to have a dimensional back there to help give it some support. So we're going to put that right here. And then we're going to put liquid glue over there. I want that to be opposite now. I want a loop in the tail and the tail to come down. Oh, me being picky. So now my tail's coming out there, and that's okay. But now that I see how the flower is placed, I think that I would have done the loop, the tail, and the tail coming down that way. But you guys won't have to deal with that because you won't have labels that ended up. And I think what I'll do is I'll just trim this guy a hair so he's not sticking out so far. That's where ribbon scissors comes in very handy to cut that fine ribbon. And so it's good. But again, you guys are going to have this. I guess the learning experience was if you guys ever have a die like that, that it does that to you, figure out a way to make it work, right? Instead of going and cutting a new one. All right, then you have 3 sequins. Oh man, one could go there. Oops, not there. There. And then I'm gonna put one up here and the other one with it up here. So that they don't seem to fit so good. This is how, if you guys do your flower, I've got a loop, tail, but you could do a loop, a tail, because you would have had enough ribbon. And then we put the 3 purple sequins right onto the white. And Mary Lemke likes it on the left. Good. So then we've got 1, 2, 3. And then what could you, Stella, Ella, very carefully do that. You could also Stella the nested essential die on the outside. So this weekend we got something really exciting going on. Mary's going to be here from South Dakota. We have the Leapers Crafting Retreat. I've been doing a retreat. Oh, this is my 5th anniversary of my retreats. So we started doing it at a hotel. And when the COVID broke out, it was hard to do stuff anywhere. So we switched it to being here. And so we max out at 11 people here in the hive, and everybody pays to come. And they get a section of table, and they get to work on whatever their hearts desire. And my mom makes lunch and dinner on Saturday, and then I get pizzas from Bob's on Sunday. So everybody gets full bellies. My mom makes fudgy bars, and she's doing a barbecue pork. Mary, in case you want to look forward to something, you get barbecue pulled pork and cornbread and coleslaw and baked beans on Saturday, and fudgy bars. And then my mom's making lasagna for supper on Saturday night. So there it is. Okay. We got the last one done. And now you can see here all 3 of them. This was the Memorable Balloons class. And the pink one first. Now you can tell me which one is your favorite. Very good. We got her done. Boom. What is it? 6 minutes to 2 or 6 minutes to 3. So good. We have time to do a little door prize drawing. We'll get things cleaned up. I'll share with some swap cards with you guys. And Jean says she likes the one on the left. Oh, good. Very good. I love it. I think I would pick that one. I love purple, but I think I would pick the pink one this time. And let's get this put away. Put the scissors away. Cool. All right, so let's all go to A and W. Let's grab these cards out because I'm not going to forget them again this week. And we'll share some swap cards. The yellow is my favorite. Oh, good. You guys are liking the yellow. Purple is your favorite. Of course, right? Of course it would be. Okay, let's get these guys really quick. You guys are probably wondering where the kittens are all sleeping because they are nowhere to be seen here. I see a ticker butt. He's taking up a chair over here. All right, got these guys out of the way. Perfect. Then let's grab my book and see. I think I have 4 people. There weren't as many people that ordered. A lot of people bought this class. Not as many people ordered. I think I had 4 people who got this class free with an order. So we will do 4 on our random number generator. It's hard to pick. Laura says hard to pick. Don't forget. I know, right? Happy Mail. So 4. So I'm going to hit generate. 2 scoops. All right. Who's got our 2 scoops? 2 scoops is Susie Fentlater. Awesome. Okay. So I will have a prize for her. And then we have Happy Mail. Let's do the Happy Mail. And so this is from the swap cards, the Cards by Christine customer swap that I do. And for this one, I keep one, as being the host, I keep one of the cards, and I donate them to a local organization. And so this one was from Laura Sullivan. Laura's watching, yay. And it is a card that goes like this. So it's got like the bendy action going on, And then it's got with love in the back. And it sits up like that. So it's got like a curve in the front and then the curve like that. So cool. Very good, Laura. So the theme was Valentine's Day. So we're going to see some Valentine's Day ones. This is from Kathy Booker. She's from Colorado. And it looks like this, says thinking of you. And she used some of the sequins that we were just using in class. Very cool. I'm going to make this go out a little bit. I'm getting us ready for the spring with a wheelbarrow full of flowers. Very good. So that was Kathy Booker's. And then this one is from Anna Rebedu. Wow, look at that. She used up some folding techniques with a it looks like a kaleidoscope. And some hearts embossing folders. Blushing Bride cardstock, ink and ribbon twine. Hues of Happiness, DSP, More Wishes for the stamps. Yeah, I love that, that pink ribbon. That was from that whimsical set from a couple years ago, and some pastels are from the hydrangea set. So very good. That one's from Anna Rebedu. This one is from Elaine Rebeck. So Valentine's was our theme. Now these were the January cards by Christine Swap. So Anna came over today and she said, very cool. It says, love you on the inside. She came over and said, did you not do the January ones yet? I'm like, oops. I thought I did. In my head I did, but I guess I didn't. And then this one's from Trisha Fagley. I think she might have here. Oh, Feline Mays. This is Feline Mays. Sorry, not Trisha Fagley. Feline Mays. Made versatile to be anniversary or a Valentine's. Stamp sets are meant to be softly sophisticated. Design a daydream in the fine shimmer, soft succulent paper for the wings. Ribbon is BBB Blackberry Bliss and the gold. And then clear white sequins are from Sale-a-bration. And can't remember the name of the white sequins. Well, they're the purple adhesive back sequins, I think. I could be wrong. They could be from a different set, but they look very similar to those. Oh, they're different. These are more shiny, and these are more matte. So these were from a different set. So very cool, though. I love having bees. We are meant to be. Oh, look at that. So she cut the designer paper, and then she used the inside here as a mat on the inside. So very cool, Feline. And then she made a matching envelope to go with it. So that's the customer swap that I host. There's usually less than 10 people that do that. Oh, the kittens are awake. Hi, big boy. Are you going to come over and say hi? Oh, such sleepy eyes. Okay, I got a little Happy Mail here too. This is from Gail Barden. She has the Meant to Be stamp set, the new one, and using that Starstruck embossing folder. We are meant to be. Happy belated Valentine's Day. So that's from Gail. And we have here, this one is from Lisa Hedges. Memorable Blooms. That's another pretty one here, using the stamped image on the side. And then the foliage coming out there. And then she cut the inside of the white mat, and then you can see the card base through it, which is super cool. I love it. So that's Lisa Hedges. And then this one is from Cindy Runtree. Cindy Runtree did this one. She has the little flap coming back, which is super cool, using the Zinnia Designer Series paper. Wishing you an awesome day. Very cool. Happy birthday card. And then this one is from Sue Thomas. Oh, yes, Sue. I love it. I didn't see the return name on the address here. It almost looks like she took a hot glue gun and went around in circles and put circles over the top of that. This is the Friends for Life Designer Series paper, and the Stitch So Sweetly. It says, you are absolutely amazing. Super cool, Sue. Love it. Very good. All right, kitten sightings. Are you ready? Here they are. Kittens. See? There's both right. There's Tigger and Honey. They're just getting ready to. You can't even see Honey behind Tigger because he takes all of her up. But they're both over there, and Hunky Noodle is sleeping somewhere. So we have the Happy Mail's gone through. Very good. Thank you for all the mail, you guys. I love it. Then we have some cards to give away. All right. So when I do class like this, these cards become prizes later on in life, and I eventually make it all up. And these are from last year. So we have the Labeled with Love from June. It was the Let's Just stamp. And I have to ask you a question. I was looking back at all the Let's Just stamps from 2024 to now, and we've used a lot of flowers. We used almost all flowers, except for we had Be My Valentine, they were bee cards last April. We had blueberry bushes, like the blueberry bunches in February. And then I think in August, we had Renee Conkey stamp set, that Choose Happy, where we had a sailboat, a penguin, and a pumpkin. So in the last 14 months, they were all flowers except for 3. You guys, are you okay with it being flowers? It didn't dawn on me that we do a lot of flower cards. So I'm curious, are you guys continuing to be okay with flowers? I know in April we have Meant to Be, which will be more bee cards. And Let's Just stamp for March is With You in Mind, but they might have some flowers on them too. So I don't know, are you guys okay generally with flowers? I have had requests for more guy cards. We got to sneak some guy cards in somewhere along the way. The Everyday Arches, those are going to be, there might be a couple of them in there kind of more guyish, but there's a lot of flowers, I have to say. I do see it. Thanks for sharing, Sherry Martin. I appreciate that. Okay, so just curious, because all of a sudden I saw that this one was flowers. This was Let's Just Stamp from June. I don't have any kits of this available. There is a video out there from June 17th if you want to see how to make the cards, and there would be a PDF tutorial that is available, but not in the online store. It's just when I don't put 3-card classes in the online store. So, but they're always available. So, winner, winner, chicken dinner. The butterfly card goes to Deb Eckelmeyer. Yay, Deb. Just for you, or just for men, goes to Dahlia Martinez. Okay, that looks like a lot of chicken scratch, but it's Dahlia Martinez. Yay, Dahlia. Dahlia. I don't know your address. And Hildenel, you get the last one. Yay, girlfriend. It looks like a present on top of a card. So Hildenel and Deb Eckelmeyer, I know where to send your cards to, but if you guys know Dahlia Martinez, I need her to know she won a card. I would need her address. Oh my goodness, these kittens. Look at these kittens. Can you see them? Oh, there's Tigger. Oh yeah. They were just fighting. You see that twitchy tail? Haha. Honey's got the twitchy tail. Her and Tigger were just at it. I thought maybe you guys would get in on the Wrestle 13th of last year. We had, oh man, these 3 cards. Spotlight in Nature. Nancy Mole, if you're watching, there it is. Hatched Butterflies, and I don't remember the name of this bundle. I can't remember. Oh, I would like fruit, but flowers is what Stampin' Up! Has. Yes, they do. They do. Some guy cards would be great. May, so we have some for June Fathers. Yeah, we'll have to see where we can build them in. Maybe for the May monthly class, we can definitely get some guy ones. So, Spotlight in Nature goes to Angelique McClendon. Yay, Angel. Are you watching? Are you watching? Do you see? You get the butterflies. I love it. Happy birthday goes to Karen Karstay. So in case Karen catches on later that she won that one. I love it. And more butterflies goes to Sandy Coy Emery. Yay, Sandy. Awesome sauce. All right, so I have everybody's addresses for these cards. I love it. In the Grove. Thank you, Carolyn Ketchmark. She is correct. It was I think it's in the Grove. Yes. Tigger Buddy. You don't fit back there. Your dirty toes on all my cards. Come on, buddy. Buddy, what are you doing? All right. And then these are new for today. This was from Full of Life, Ink, Paper, Scissors, which was June's class of last year. We did 5 for this one. I do not have any kits left. The PDF tutorial is available in case anybody's so interested. It's in the my personal online store on my website. And this one goes to, love it, Amy Langlois. Very good. Hello, Holly Paplo. And flowers are fine, but there is a lot more available to use. I'm fine with whatever. So what happens is they just have a lot of flower stamp sets. So we end up using different stamp sets, but generally a lot of flowers. I think that's what happens. So, because we don't try to duplicate stamp sets a lot. We did with, there he is. we did with the Delightful Floral. We did do that one last month and we did it this month. I love this one. Da-da-da! This one goes to Shelly Cooper. Wonderful. And da-da-da! Friend goes to Trisha Fagley. Sunshine and Rainbows goes to Sharon Davis. And last but certainly not least, this is another beaut, goes to Kathy Showalter from Port Washington. Yay! And here's a handsome kitten. Look at him. Now, is that not picture perfect? Tigger. There you go. Isn't that? Look at that handsome little kitten. He looks like he's a statue just hanging out right there. Oh, he's got such pretty green eyes, you guys. I am biased because he's mine. Well, Tyler says he's his, but I think he's ours. And he's the community cat, so he's all of yours too. So that's what happens, Tigger. You're loved, buddy. You are definitely loved. He's like, Mom, I can't understand the words that are coming out of your mouth. I just see your mouth moving. All right. So I have Sharon Davis, Kathy Showalter, and I'm Amy. I have Shelly Cooper, and I have Trisha Fagley's address. Wonderful. On a day last week, I did mail out about 10 cards that were prizes as well, too. So if you guys, I think it's Dahlia is the only one. If I get her address, I would be able to send out all of these, which is super cool. So all those classes are available on replay, just like this one, too. So in case you guys joined in late or came in at any point and you missed out on some of the cards, you can always catch the replay. Once I end it, you'll be able to go back and watch it from the beginning. And I will be live with you guys at 6. So in 3 hours, we have a mystery card night. Jolene's got a great little layout for you guys, and I can't wait to make it with you. I'm going to go upstairs and cut my paper, so I have it ready for you. Yes, congratulations to all the winner chicken dinners. There's no mail today. Just remember that, you guys. So don't go looking in your mailbox on this cold, blustery, windy winter day. Stay inside and don't go out and look for your mail, because there is none. There is no mail for you guys today. So I have to remember that myself when I go inside to not look for the mail. I think that we're good. If you guys need anything, don't hesitate to reach out. I am available, and give me a call if you need a quick answer. Sometimes that's easier than waiting for me to get back to you with an email. I don't mind at all anybody giving me a quick call. And if I don't have your phone number saved in my phone, it's always good to text me so I can see who's texting or calling me. So, all right, you guys, lots of sunshine, love, and big hugs. Your audio keeps fading in and out. I wonder if that happens on my phone. Available, and give me a call if you need a quick answer. Sometimes that's easier than waiting for me to get back to you with an email. I don't mind. It seems like it's working for mine. So hopefully it's not for everybody, and maybe it's something that's going in and out with your phone, Elaine. But wonderful. Hi, Sandy Coy Emery. You won a card today. Yay, in case you missed it. So, all right, you guys, lots of sunshine, love, and big hugs to you. I will see you tonight at 6. Bye.